This is the Mosen Mortgage Program with Sarah Mosen. Mosen Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mosen.
It's Wednesday, folks. It's been such a terrific week. I've had my good friend Glenn Meekum, who actually nudged me into radio over 8 years ago. And now I have, again, a very dear friend of mine, MaryWolfe, who has been involved in real estate and all kinds of wonderful things. So we've had about a 6-year history, right, Mary?
Yes. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for having me on again.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you back here with me. We were chatting a little bit about life and things that happen in life. And certainly with you, you've been involved in real estate, and you've actually been in scenarios where you do flip properties and you do have tenants, right?
Yes.
And I've always chatted with folks about our lending principles on vacation homes, investment properties. The rates are lower because we're in wholesale lending, and our approval ratios are higher based on debt to income, etc. But the one thing that I always stress to our listeners is when you're renting, you want to be very careful about who you're renting out to, obviously.
Yes.
Would you encourage somebody to purchase a property out of state and rent it if they're not physically in that state?
I've never done that before, so I can't recommend it. But I think if you have a good management company that takes care of screening the individual or family, it could work.
It could. I just think that it makes it a little bit more difficult when there are scenarios, let's say you don't have a management company, because at the end of the day, things need to get fixed. Every state has different laws. And so if you're not physically there, it may be problematic, as in the logistics, unless you have family nearby living in that state. You have a lot of properties in the area. Do you find, what is the common issue do you think that you face? Have you had any issues? I know you've been very blessed with your tenants.
I've tried to take the perspective that I feel that it's a privilege for them to live in my place.
Absolutely.
And, I've seen other people take the, I feel sorry for them, so I'm going to let them live here. And that's pretty much you're setting yourself up for disaster at that point. But if you have this idea that it's a privilege and you do the background checks, criminal and credit.
Yes.
And they both score really well on those things, you're going to have yourself a nice tenant that pays their rent on time. And you're not going to have to worry. You're not going to have the worries,
Right.
eviction and problems like that. So.
Right. And I think that it's a great thing to look into. We definitely do vacation homes. We do investment properties. My
friend Mark, right, and his family just bought their dream lake house. They're closing this month. They've been looking in the Deep Creek area for the last 4 or 5 years, and he met with Zaf and was pre-approved, and he said, I just started working and looking, and he landed on what he wanted, and he's thrilled.
Right. Well, he was working with my brother, Zaf, and it's definitely exciting to be able to be of service to your friends, because at the end of the day, we do have great interest rates. So it's really important to save as much money as you can, because having a loan as large as a house or a vacation home, it's probably one of your biggest bills that you pay. So it's good debt, but the fact of the matter is you want the lowest interest rate. So going to a retail bank versus a wholesale bank is going to change the payment dramatically.
Absolutely. He said he got the best rates with you as opposed to the banks, and that really helped make things happen, which for a second home, you have to get the best thing, it's
right. And then the down payment programs, because every bank is different. Like the local banks, I have nothing against them. We just don't compete against them because they're all about approving you if you have that perfect score, if you have that perfect scenario, and if there is absolutely no dings on your credit report. With us, we're approving folks with great scores and folks with not so great scores, maybe even a 580 score. But the bottom line is folks like your friends who are very much financially stable and focused and conservative and want to save as much as they want with great credit scores in the 700s and 800s, they're interested in, am I going to save that quarter percentage point on that rate? Because it's going to differ in that payment by $50 or $100 a month, which may not sound like a lot, but it can equate to $100,000 by the time you pay off the loan.
Yes.
So the numbers have to work in your favor. The benefit has to be to the borrower always. And the thing with Mary, what I love about her is we spend time off the air, on the air. We were at a Penguins game. I had fun. I don't usually go, but it was quite fun. Just
Great time. Yeah.
we were chatting and laughing about life. You have a beautiful son, and you're spending some time with him, and there's a whole history behind our friendship as well. So I enjoy that time with you. We spent Thanksgiving together too, and one of your dear friends who's just terrific as well. And I think that throughout your history of time that you spend with your friends, there's also the business aspect. It's just the way it is in our world. When you're a person who's an entrepreneur such as yourself, you meet a lot of great people along the way.
It's nice to work with the people that you're friends with, and that works out, and then you celebrate with your friends and at Thanksgiving time, and you take time during the holidays to get together. It really is a very nice scenario to be in.
And you went to the Sarah Warner Fit Camp.
Yes, I survived. I have my shirt finally.
I laugh because I get a lot of joy from my friends, and my trainer, who's a friend as well, who's just like a younger sister, Sarah Warner. We sponsor her fit camps, her boot camps, our company, and she will be on the air in a few weeks. But I always tell Mary, please come to the camp, and she's always happy to come. That was your birthday gift.
Yes, it was a great time, and a nice combination of different workouts and refresher courses and.
Well, it's all about health and wellness too. I mean, being financially stable is great, but in life you want to make sure that your health is a priority, your faith, your family, and your finances, and they all come together if you're paying attention to all facets of life and keep it as balanced as possible, I think.
I agree, especially in today's market. You want to have your mind really sharp and reduce anxiety by working out, because we really don't know what the future holds. So you have to make sure you're in a good position, and maybe in a different market, I would say take a little more risk on, or, do things that really extend yourself. But I think being a little more conservative these days and having a nice mortgage with income to back that up. I mean, I'm talking about rentals.
Right.
I think it's a good market for that.
I agree. I think that you have a very conservative approach, and I like that a lot, because at the end of the day, you can have a rental. We can get you in a really nice low rate with very little down on those vacation homes, on rental properties, but you also have to have money set aside in case you don't have a tenant, because you still have to make that mortgage payment, right, Mary?
Yes.
Things happen in life, and you want to be prepared for it. Again, folks, I do also want you to reach out to me if you have questions about real estate, and definitely MaryWolfe here. My number is 1-800-662-9550. And I also want to chat with you about your web company, because we've never really touched on it as much as I would love to touch on it.
We have a web company. We also do strategic marketing. And right now we're working with some health insurance companies.
Terrific.
That are kind of scrambling to understand what Obamacare is all about.
Right.
They actually have to hire 2 more employees to figure out what that all means. And at the end of the day, they're saying maybe there's going to be a revolt against this whole Obamacare. Maybe it's not going to work out the way they are presenting it. And who knows exactly what's in it, but the health insurance companies are trying to really understand it and market it.
Right.
And so we're working with those companies right now, and I'm learning a lot, so that's interesting. But
I mean, it's fascinating and somewhat sad to see that, we're living in the greatest country in the world, and this health care plan didn't roll out the way it should have. If this is the legacy that they wanted to leave behind as the administration, then at least hire folks here in this country. We are struggling. People do need jobs. We have great technology companies here. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for us to reach out to Canada. Nothing against the Canadians, but certainly we need all the help that we can get.
Yeah, at least the local health insurance companies are hiring locally. So
right. Folks, feel free to call me here at 1-800-662-9550. We can chat about not only our interest rates being at 60-year lows with our wholesale lenders, but also with my good friend MaryWolfe. She has a great web company and does great marketing as well. What is the name of your company?
Husarova Design.
Okay. Is there a number that you want to, or a website?
Husarova.com, HUSAROVA.com.
Perfect. I think that it's outstanding, the work that you've done. You're a mother, you're a businesswoman, you're an entrepreneur, and you always have this calming influence.
Like you said, you keep a clear mind and work out, and
it's the yoga that we've been doing.
Yeah.
We had Stacy on, as you know, from South Hills Power Yoga, and you and I frequent that place and go there, and I do enjoy it because it does have a very relaxing, calming effect. It's time to yourself in our busy, hectic, days and lives that we lead.
Yeah, yoga of all the exercises, I think, it calms your mind. It opens your breathing is much better, and I think different chemicals are released, and you feel the endorphins, and it's great.
The other thing that I forgot to mention when Glenn was on the air over the last 2 days, the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life, and that's where we ended up raising quite a bit of money for the American Cancer Society. We ran against each other, sort of, and you were there to support the cause. You're a big supporter of cancer research and anything to help. And I certainly believe that it's important as business owners, as entrepreneurs, to always be mindful and aware and to give back. I always say it doesn't have to be money that you have to spend. It can be time. Simply give your personal time to people that you care about, and even strangers, because during the holidays I do notice it's very difficult. People are struggling with things as is, but some folks are also very lonely. They don't maybe have family around them, so be mindful, give time, and volunteer your services. It'll make you feel good, I think.
I agree.
It's very important. And folks, I just want you to know again, feel free to reach out to us here at Sarah. Ask the question, find out about your financial freedom, and also my good friend here, MaryWolfe, and her web company, her website, as well as definitely calling us here at 1-800-662-9550. It's great having you here with me, Mary.
Thank you, Sarah. Happy holidays.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Stay well.
This has been the Mosen Mortgage Program with Sarah Mosen. Mosen Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.